Hey, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us again. We haven't done a webinar Wednesday in a while, and with a couple of updates, our firm has grown based upon sellers all over the world trusting us. And over the last few days, we've moved into our new space. So I want to apologize. No suit, no tie today. I'm in casual wear. But more important is our guest for this Wednesday webinar is Kyle Tarter. The name on the screen, if I show it to you, is wrong. He's using someone else's computer. Kyle Tarter from Nozani.com. And we're going to be talking a lot today about how you can make more money, how you can sell more products on Amazon through the different programs that Nozani.com offers. So Kyle, what I always like to start with is first, how you ended up into this unique business space that we all find ourselves in.
Hey, right. Yeah, I actually just took a job to pay for school, and they happened to do Amazon retail arbitrage, had an operation.
Oh, dude, you're freezing up. You are freezing up. If anyone is experiencing the freeze, I apologize right now. I hope it's not me. I don't think it is. So if you can, try not to move too much and just try and speak a little slowly just in case it freezes up. It'll catch up.
Great. Yeah, I got into it completely by accident, like so many of us. I took a job working for a company that did retail arbitrage on Amazon, and it was all just the means of paying for school, and that thing led to another thing, to consulting, which led to me meeting my partner Thaddeus, which led to Nozani being born. So
I gotta tell you, I'm a huge fan of Thaddeus, and I gotta also tell you, I'm a huge proponent of people learning how to run the dashboard through retail arbitrage. I mean, it really allows you to learn how to become a seller with nothing more than your phone and a credit card. And I got to tell you, humongous sellers have started doing exactly the way you did, starting with retail arbitrage. And a lot of people tell you retail arbitrage is dead. They are totally full of crap. It is alive and well. I don't think retail arbitrage is the best plan for a long-term business right now, but it's certainly a great way for sellers all over the world to learn how to run that dashboard really quickly and to learn how to sell. So tell us a bit now about the company Nozani with your partner Thaddeus.
Yeah, so Nozani is a full-service listing optimization company. So we specialize in everything A to Z, from your detail page optimization to your sponsored ad optimization to your marketing strategy specifically for Amazon. So in-house, we have a team of just south of 100 employees here, doing everything from account management to graphic design to photography to your listing content. The whole works here.
All right, let's start with the big picture, okay? And I'm making a note right here on the screen: marketing for sellers. So let's start with the broad, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty. Overall, what are you guys recommending, and what do you do for sellers in terms of an overall marketing scheme?
Yeah, there's a few pieces to it. So Amazon has a decaying algorithm for sales and reviews. So if you're not collecting reviews and sales hour by hour in a competitive fashion relative to your industry, then you're decaying. You're literally slipping away hour by hour, depending on where you're at. And so it starts with just a few things. I mean, you have to have a base of reviews. Reviews are necessary. The algorithm's funky in that you need sales to get reviews, and you need reviews to get sales. So for those sellers launching, I'm sure they feel the pain starting that way. But reviews is the base. You need reviews to be able to start marketing to a product. The next layer is your sponsor.
Let me stop you for a second. When it comes to reviews, years ago, incentivized reviews were totally cool and they totally helped. And not only did it help sellers, but you guys as sellers who obtained incentivized reviews, you built Amazon into the mammoth that it is, okay? It wouldn't be where it is absent the reviews that you folks did. But Amazon, who owns the sandbox, decided to get rid of that. So incentivized reviews are verboten. You can't do it. You get caught. It's a really difficult suspension. We have gotten suspended people back on for review manipulation, but it's difficult. Now you have to be much more careful in how you're going to obtain your reviews. Also, you mentioned testimonials. I want to break up the two. Testimonials, I think, are a bit easier, okay? So I know what we do. We use a company called Video Peel, P-E-E-L, to get video reviews and video testimonials. What are you suggesting for testimonials separate from product reviews?
Yeah, I think there's, to your point, I think that's where most people start. And the creative way I'm seeing a little bit more now is people trying to tie in their influencer audience back into these testimonials as well. And so people that are getting the product through their influencer network obviously have more pull and more sway with their specific audience. So I'm seeing people do that. But outside of what you mentioned, I think that's where most people are starting.
I got to tell you, I think that's a great way. There's an old Cajun saying that says it's easier to ride the horse in the direction that it's going. So if you can get some influencers on board, there's nothing that violates your agreement with Amazon about doing that. You just can't pay them for it to give them free products. But if you get them on board, that's a great way of starting. And testimonials are vital because you also want to develop your brand to be platform agnostic, that you can make money with or without Amazon. You actually develop an IP property interest in your brand. So I think testimonials are huge. Influencer marketing works. And you don't have to be your own genius. You just need to get on the shoulders of geniuses. All right, let's talk now about how Nozani is helping people get reviews, right?
Yep.
Without getting dinged and without getting suspended.
That's right. Yeah. So the two ways we target right now is your email automation strategy. And where I think that's evolved over the last year or so is now it's its own thing. It's its own strategy. It needs its own thought, its own effort. So the things we've done to try to make ourselves more competitive, our clients more competitive there, is brand them. Brand your email templates that are going out. Help show it, make it visually pleasing. That'll help your conversion rate as you click into it. And then be creative on the strategy. I mean, really it's all about your click-through rate. Generally, sellers are seeing less than a 1% click-through rate on their email templates. And so if you can find a way to be funny, if that fits your brand, tie in an emotional appeal if that fits your brand. The click-through rate is everything, and then making sure that it's set up to convert once people are there. So that's the first piece that we're working with people on now.
I agree with you 100%. Branding is everything. I love that you mentioned adding some type of humor into your marketing or into your videos. Humor connects people. A smile connects people. So even if it's your own self-deprecation, right? If you find some way to make it humorous, it works and it sells. If you go back to the commercials, like the Mad Men days, right? Back to the 50s, 60s, 70s, all the way up till today, a smile, a joke, it sells. Also, branding that tells a story has exploded. I met a guy in Hong Kong who the dad kind of took off from the family, and it was him, his brother, and his mom, and he built an entire brand of a relatively generic product based upon keeping his customers updated on his family unit and sort of the crazy things that they did together. Also, get your trademark. You can do it yourself, or we can do it for you. Develop a logo, and brand everything. I mean, purposely behind me right now is our banner with our books. That's always orange and always focused on sellers. That's our branding. And sellers, as you develop your products, Kyle is 1,000% right. Branding, branding, and branding. All right, Kyle, let's talk about now. You also help marketing when it comes to specifically Amazon and pay-per-click stuff, right?
Right.
All right. I am kind of an idiot when it comes to that stuff. It's not what we do at all. So teach me and teach our viewers what the deal is with Amazon-specific pay-per-click.
Great. Yeah, it all goes back to what is the algorithm, right? The algorithm is a sales to get sales, sales to get reviews algorithm. And the reason that's important for sponsored ads is it's all about getting the flywheel turning. And so sponsored ads are how you do that. Google and Amazon are different monsters. If you're a plumber and you're running an ad on Google, you're running the ad to get a click, and you're trying to get the click to give you a sale. But when you get a sale, it doesn't move you up the pages of Google. Amazon's the opposite. It's a pay-to-play marketplace. Every ad attributed sale on Amazon is viewed as organic by the marketplace. And so the role of sponsored ads for everyone is life or death. Really now it is. Sponsored ads, you need to drive sales. I think the ratio I've been seeing right now is it's about every one paid sale attributes almost a half of an organic sale. And so the algorithm plays heavily into how that works for sellers. I would say the main piece of advice we'd give to people too is, I don't know what your interactions have been with this, CJ, but ACOS is a term that everyone in our industry knows. Mm-hmm. It's a hot topic. Everyone wants to know, what ACOS should I get? What ACOS is normal? How do I fit into this whole thing? And I'd love to talk about that if you'll give me a second for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm typing something right now. Okay. Sellers need to know this. This is basic math. You need to know what it's costing you. Okay. And we're going to get into the nitty gritty, how you figure that out. Right. You have to be making money. The game is not just moving products. The game is making a profit. Okay. Right. All right. So let's go through it. First, let's start with the simple. What does it stand for?
Yes. Advertising cost of sale. So it's saying if you spend $10 and if you spent $2 for a $10 sale, you had a 20% advertising cost of sale. How much did you have to spend to acquire that sale?
Okay. Now, the things you need to work into it, okay, are pay per click if you're doing it, right? Mm-hmm. If you're branding, you have to figure it out. If you're doing press releases, all your different marketing all goes into ACOS, so you can sort of figure out what your numbers are. And if it's costing you $10, you cannot sell that product for $9, right? And then you also need to add in the cost of the goods itself. All right, so walk the sellers through it. What should they be looking for in terms of an ACOS? Is there a ratio? Is there a sort of a rule of thumb that you would apply?
Yeah, I think for the time frame is important. So those of us selling 5 years ago, 3 years ago, a 5 to 10% ACOS was so normal. If you had worse than a 10% ACOS, then you were not doing things correctly. Up through last year and into this year, the messaging is you should have a break-even ACOS. You should sell at 25 to 30%, where most people's profit margins are on Amazon, and you should just try to break even because the organic sales are what you care about. The piece that I think people are missing.
Do you still, hold on a second, do you still buy into that? I mean, I was a huge believer in that, but now that the marketplace is maturing and marketing is becoming more and more part of what most sellers are doing. Not every seller, but certainly the larger ones. Yeah. I'm not so sure if that's accurate anymore. If it's just sales, organic sales are clearly more valuable because you're not spending as much money to get them. But the value of sales driven by your marketing and your pay-per-click, also have a significant value. So not really sure if I'm a huge believer in the huge discrepancy that we used to buy into.
Right. The thing I see, the most common mistake with the clients that we bring on and with the sellers we interact with is they still buy in to that ACOS messaging that's existed. I don't know where it came from. I think we just all told each other that was right and we felt good about it. But the thing to remember is that PPC, the same as your detailed page optimization, is built on a relevancy algorithm. Right. And so if I'm selling my water bottle, this is my product, the number one word, the search volume for that product is water bottle. That's where I'm going to get the most searches. That's where I'm going to get the most traffic. And words trickle down. You have those high vertical ones that trickles down horizontally to words like the water bottle that Kyle drank while he was talking to CJ, right? Maybe one person searches for that every year on Amazon. And the bids get cheaper as you go down, as you whittle it down. And so a lot of people are saying, I still want a 25% ACOS. I still want a 5% ACOS. So they end up playing in these words, these horizontally moved words that don't have a ton of search volume, but are really easy to achieve a low ACOS for. And what it's doing is it's destroying the relevancy algorithm for them. So a lot of people will say, like, I'm running it, I'm getting 5% ACOS, it's awesome, but my sales are declining overall. Why is that? And it's for two reasons. One is water bottle that Kyle drank while on the show with CJ.
I hope you're going to bust out a water bottle any minute now. I expect you to pull out like a fantastic, phenomenal water bottle that does something extravagant or at least looks really cool.
Yes, I don't have one. I have cheapo edition today on me, but so that's why there's low search volume for that, I suppose. But I think that when you dabble in those words, it's not scalable, right? those low search volume words, you can get a 5% ACOS, but you can't throw another $1,000 at it and have it move. It's not going to.
Right. Those are much more static. They're not really effective. It's not like a price sensitive in a way.
Exactly. And then the more important part is it's not helping your relevancy for the words that matter. If I want to sell water bottles, I better be ranking for water bottle, which means I need to be getting sales for water bottle, which means I need to be bidding on the words that matter. High ACOS or not, I need to be getting sales for that, or I'm becoming more irrelevant by the moment.
But what do you think about products that are less generic in nature, more the branded product, and how, organic versus paid when you're really selling, something more unique?
Yeah. The one thing that sponsored ads aren't great at is helping you drive awareness for your product, really. If you're selling something that is patented, it's your product, you own it, nobody else is selling it, and it's all about creating awareness, that's where your off Amazon marketing strategy becomes life or death. And you can't capture more than exists within Amazon for it. Amazon's trying to combat that with things like the new sponsored ads and category and ASIN targeting, but we're still not quite there to where the awareness can be built internally. So to your point, you're spot on. If you have a branded, unique product, then it's a off Amazon approach. And if your product is something that's about capturing what's there, and most things are within Amazon, then it's all about becoming relevant for the words that matter.
Hey guys, I forgot to announce them at the very end, and Kyle, please make sure you remind me, okay? I got to talk to sellers at the very end about how we're helping sellers who have been falsely accused of selling counterfeit products. I meant to do the announcement. I got a note in front of me. Please don't let me forget. Okay, let's talk about off Amazon marketing, okay?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it, because I think that is vital, because as the marketplace has matured, as competition has stiffened, right? Off Amazon marketing is very, very effective. There are special ways of handling it to increase your on Amazon sales.
Yeah. The few things that we recommend is most of the brands we interact with have a few pieces that they should leverage, and most people don't think about it. One is most brands have an email list. That email list is generally I want to use that to drive to my website. I have a higher margin on my website. It makes more sense for me to drive traffic there. But it's a resource that if you're trying to, again, get more sales so that Amazon gives you more sales, that's the way to do it. Use your email list, put on a promotion, drive people to your Amazon page. That's a great way to stimulate growth with the decaying algorithm. And then the other two resources that I think most people forget to leverage for Amazon are use your social media networks, your Instagram, your Facebook. Help those people realize I can purchase this on Amazon and give them a reason to. And then the third is your influencer strategy. Influencers are another great way to convince people that Amazon's the place to go to. Amazon's where they should purchase. There's great deals of my product on Amazon. And those three things I think are the pieces everyone should leverage.
I agree with you. Okay, how does your company, how does Nozani.com take some of this stuff, some of these burdens, some of these strategies off of the seller's plate and handle it for them? Because listen, I'm a big proponent of do it yourself when you have the skills. But if your skill is identifying products, if your skill is sourcing products, where most of the money is made when you source your products, then you can farm a lot of these other things out that other people are simply more efficient and better and ultimately more profitable for you to farm out to a company like Nozani.
Yeah. For us, I think there's the top layer to that is that the number we've heard is that it is updated every 6 minutes. Things change literally by the minute in this world. And so what Nozani has to offer is we work with hundreds of brands. We have the ability to aggregate a lot of data, knowing what's going on in the space, what's changing, how are these different character counts affecting things, what are the best practices and what are they not, and it changes frequently. Brands coming to us, I think, are seeking a lot of validation of am I doing it right? Is this right? Is this the current way to be doing it? And I think
I gotta tell you, that is a huge point. The current way of doing it, I think, is everything. Right. Mark Twain wrote about the riverboat captains, right? And they just needed to know their small portion of the Mississippi River, okay? And at this juncture, that's exactly what selling online is. Online retail is knowing your portion of the river. So when it comes to like pay-per-click marketing, both on Amazon and off Amazon to drive traffic, this is Nozani's portion of the river. Like, you know, we write better plans of action than anybody else on the planet because we have such a great 10,000 foot view. Like, I can't write a listing to save my life, right? But my team behind me, we write the best plans of action because we just do so many of them, and we know what's working this week rather than what was working 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess maybe the two pieces I'll add to that is within the last year and a half, we saw the back end search term section change. We saw that go from 250 per line across potentially five lines, to it being restricted to 1,000 total, to be restricted to 250, and it's technically 249, right? Those things happen so quickly that a lot of people miss that step, and all it takes is one misstep before you're 2 steps, 3 steps behind what's going on, and it gets harder and harder to catch back up. We see the same thing with titles, for example. Writing your listing titles, Amazon generally gives you about 200 characters. And we've been seeing it slowly transition towards shorter is better. Keyword stuffing is kind of becoming a thing of the past. And it's now all about proper, carefully selected keywords, 80 characters maybe for most categories. Things evolve, and it doesn't evolve with an announcement or a flash message from Amazon. It evolves by seeing it trickle through the categories slowly.
Yeah, you're seeing what works. I mean, you also see what's not working, which allows you to get better and fine tune. And I believe that's what gives you the best view, because you're seeing what is being successful and you're seeing what's starting to not be as successful. Right. So having that 10,000 foot view, I think, is absolutely vital. When a seller wants to engage Nozani, what's the fee structure? How do you alter the listings? Do you write it and send it to them? Do you log onto their account, do a VA account? How do you guys actually work? Like, what are the nuts and bolts of a seller? Let's say the sellers are watching this video and are like, you know what? I want to talk to Kyle about helping my listings. I want to talk to Kyle about doing some off Amazon marketing. How does it all work out?
Sure. There's two ways we offer things. So the first is a full a la carte service. If you just need one piece of content done, you just need your studio images taken, or a lifestyle shoot, infographics, EBC, all those things are a la carte services we offer. Prices are right there on our website. You can purchase through the page really easy that way. The other way we offer things is through a managed services approach, which to me is the most valuable way to go, because you get an Amazon expert that's in the trenches, that's seeing day to day everything that's going on. And in that sense, we're in the account. We're in the account. We're looking at their account health, all their metrics, analyzing it. We're helping them build out a roadmap that's going to be the best way to succeed for them, because it really is. It's relative to their competition. It's relative to the other brands on Amazon. It's relative to the marketplace. Everything needs to be thought through individually with Amazon in mind. And that's what our managed services is all about, getting the most out of Amazon you possibly can. Generally, we're starting at about $2,000 a month to engage us for something like that. And it just depends on how fast you want to move. A lot of products, we can move a lot faster if needed, but that's where most people are jumping in, is just saying, let me get started somewhere and tackle as much as you can.
I like you can start a la carte. Okay. Now I do. I only have vendors on these Wednesday webinars who I have met in person, who I've looked at what they do, and that I believe in them. Okay. So I've met the guys from Nozani several times. A couple of years back at Prosper, I think you guys were in Vegas again. There was a couple other events that we met and talked about, and I've watched you guys grow. I'm not always dead on, but I think the vendors that I've had on here, I have not had any complaints about. But I like the fact that sellers can start slow. I used to do a lot of medical malpractice lawsuits. Okay, I was a trial lawyer before getting in this Amazon space, and the saying was, start low and go slow in terms of medication. So sellers out there, if you want to get your feet wet, I love that you can do it a la carte and watch the success, and then maybe transition to the full-on services. I think that's a great thing that they offer. The larger the seller, though, the more you may want to pass off to an expert in this particular field. Also, anyone who's watching this live, if you have any questions, just please send them through. and we'll try our best to answer them. Okay, so we covered marketing generally. We talked about on Amazon, off Amazon, Amazon pay-per-click, which is entirely different than like Google pay-per-click.
Right.
Okay, you touched on sponsored advertising. We touched on how sellers can start with Nozani if they want to on an a la carte basis, or just pass the whole burden of this type of stuff, to you guys. What else do you think sellers need to know about your portion of the Mississippi River?
Yeah, I would think the last piece we could hit on is the conversion aspect. Your sponsored ad strategy, you can have the best keywords, you can have the best set up campaigns, you can bid aggressively, but if you're not set up to convert, you never will. And so detailed page optimization is you're talking about any type of advertising approach is everything. Sellers need to understand how all of their copy is written on their page, their title, their bullets, their description, their back-end search terms. Essentially what you're doing is multiple relevancy algorithms. There's relevancy for your sponsored ads. There's relevancy for the buy box as well. And so being optimized, making sure your FBA, your competitive price, you're relevant for the words that matter and indexed within your copy, and that your listing is set up to convert from your images, your graphics, your enhanced brand content. All of those things are vital. And we spoke about reviews a little bit as well. I think that most sellers are starting to see, Amazon says that the minimum is 15 reviews and 3.5 stars to convert. If you're wanting to get into the impulse buy range, it's generally about 4.5. And I would say that the 15 is irrelevant. It's just relative. Wherever your competitors are at, reviews wise, you need to be pushing to get there. It's all about negative review mitigation and not positive review collection, but review collection throughout the process as well.
In a careful, methodical, systematic way, so that you don't ever need to call me to write a plan of action for you. Okay. And also, if you're a seller and you're surviving, it means you're giving good products. It means you're delivering great service. So the reviews you're going to get are going to be positive anyway. Okay. So I love that you touched upon that. I agree. It is all about conversion. It's all about sales. Reviews lead to sales. Okay. Now, anything else, Kyle, you want to add? Let me get your contact information, which is vital for our viewers to be able to contact you directly. What is the email for you?
Yes, it's Tarter, Tarter, Tarter@nozani.com.
All right, everyone, jot down this email, okay? This is how you get to Kyle directly. Okay, if he grows and there's an assistant that responds to you, I want a phone call right away, and I'll get you his new private email. But this is the private email directly to Kyle right now. Okay, so if you want to even just explore the opportunities at Nozani, the services they provide, email Kyle. He will get back to you quickly. Okay, all right. Let me address actually two different things. Okay,
Great.
Two different things. Number one, okay, if you are selling on Amazon and you have been falsely accused of selling counterfeit products, we want to talk to you, okay? Whether it's a big brand or a small brand, if you have been falsely accused of selling counterfeit products, call us. You may be entitled, just like the old personal injury days, you may be entitled to a large or substantial cash award if any brand has falsely accused you of selling counterfeit products. Call us, we'll talk about it privately. More important than that is that if you are selling on Amazon, you are buying on Amazon, and Amazon has a killer program. Let me finish typing this here, called Amazon Smiles. And through Amazon Smiles, every purchase you make through the Amazon Smiles program, Amazon will donate a small portion of the sale to the charity of your choice. This is our charity. This charity was started by a fraternity brother of mine after losing his son Ty to brain cancer. And Lou and his wife Cindy set up this incredible foundation to raise money to get better treatments and to, God willing, find a cure to pediatric cancers. So if you are even buying one cell phone case, okay, one headset, if you are buying anything at all on Amazon, please do it through Amazon Smile. Please pick the Louis Campbell Foundation. Kyle, thank you very much for coming on. Thanks for providing your personal email address so our viewers can contact you. I look forward to seeing you guys again in person. And those of you watching, I believe in the guys at Nozani.com. They've grown. They have done good work for sellers all over the world. And if you need help with listings, optimization, sponsored ads, pay-per-click, off Amazon marketing, help with your branding, these are the guys to call. Kyle, thank you very much for being on, and I will talk to you soon.
Great. Thank you, CJ.